The time is the first decade of the 1900s. The motor car is still a sputtering curiosity in a world of horse-drawn conveyance. The Gibson girl is the image of the well-to-do woman, aloof, corseted, and decorated like a wedding cake. In housing, the favorite style is also highly decorated, with Victorian gingerbread, pillars and points, spires and towers. Standing out as truly revolutionary in this world of filigree and charming decoration is the architecture of Frank Lloyd Wright, whose prairie style of open, horizontal spaces must have seemed bizarre to most eyes. But Wright did have his following. He was a very successful, very busy architect. When given the opportunity, Frank Lloyd Wright designed much more than the house itself. Everything, from tablecloths to furniture, to carpet patterns, to light fixtures, to glazing patterns in windows, to the color of the mortar between the bricks. Everything was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright and his associates to be a part of a total vision. Wright felt that only through control of every environment could he achieve the unity and serenity, the integration of color, form, and space that make his residences so magical. And of course, it took a special kind of person to commission an entire environment. And one such client in Grand Rapids, Michigan, was Meyer May.
He was a little man, but he was a very dapper man. He always looked so spick and span. Loved beautiful things, loved children, particularly, loved his books, and to us a great deal. And he was just a kind, lovely, lovely man. He was in the clothing business. It was his father's store originally, and then he took over when his father died. He was in college at the time at Michigan, and was called home when his father died and had to stop his education and get right into the store. And made a big success of it, I may add.
Meyer May commissioned Frank Lloyd Wright to build a house on the lot at 4th and Southeast. It would be a 2-story dwelling where Meyer and his beloved wife Sophie planned to raise a family. After a number of childless years, Meyer and Sophie adopted an infant girl named Harriet, and then a boy named Richard. Tragically, Sophie became ill and died soon after the adoptions. 4 years later, when Meyer May remarried, his new wife, the former widow Ray Stern, brought 2 more children to the household. To accommodate the new family members, a addition, not designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, was added to the home. Wright furniture, light fixtures, and other appointments were changed or replaced. The comprehensive vision that Frank Lloyd Wright had created for Meyer May was dimmed by the additions and subtractions. The house became larger and at the same time, far less. After 2 more owners and 3/4 of a century, the Meyer May House was suffering from old age. This is the story of the renewal of the Meyer May House, the painstaking process of uncovering and restoring Frank Lloyd Wright's original vision for this residence in Grand Rapids, Michigan, restoring this national treasure with a fidelity and accuracy that is termed museum quality. This is the renewing of a...
First of all, you have to determine what you want to restore it to. A lot of different properties select different times. We've selected about 1910, 1911, right after the house was first built for this property.
The plan to restore the house to its 1910-1911 condition means that the addition built in 1922 must be removed. Because the bricks, woodwork, and copper trim of the addition match Wright's original materials, the addition is disassembled rather than demolished to create a stockpile of matching materials to repair the damage in the main house. But other than its general shape and size, what was the house like in 1910? The original details have been gone for so long.
And then you're looking for all the information that you can about the house. You just keep digging and digging and digging. You might go through 4,000 or 5,000 photographs in an archives of a library or museum or something.
Hey, Carly, here we go.
Oh, good. Oh, some more. Let's see what we've got.
Get these.
Of course, family members are critical. All family members, especially of the original owner and all subsequent owners. What the house was like, what was in the house.
Fortunately, the two adopted children, Harriet and Richard, still live. Their childhood memories and family photo albums provide many valuable details. In Harriet Stern's basement, a remarkable series of photographs from 1910 is found. Photos which document the home better than anyone could have hoped. After months of research, a very large body of information about this particular Wright house is found in the Prairie Archives collection of the Milwaukee Art Museum.
And we get a drawing like this from Frank Lloyd Wright's office, which is done with elevations rather than perspectives, but easier to use because we can actually scale this. It was drawn to scale.
The drawings for furniture record things which have been lost or things which have probably been altered, pieces which were identified or found through other sources could be checked against these drawings. Most of them are presentation drawings, not working drawings, but they are measured drawings, and they will be useful in reconstructing working drawings, which then will be used by the craftsman in reproducing a piece of furniture.
Now this is for the record,
Yeah, for
the
the
record
record.
cabinet. I think the Victrola sat on top of
Right,
that then.
right.
So this would have
In
been...
addition to 62 drawings of furnishings, the Prairie Archives contains another wonderful find. A dozen detailed carpet designs for the Meyer May House, including original yarn samples. The patterns are copied by hand at the Prairie Archives for later use in reproducing the Wright design floor coverings. The colors of the are no longer in question. But how does one determine the exact colors on all the other surfaces? The colors are hidden in the house itself. Through the removal of pieces of plaster from behind woodwork and fixtures which were installed when the home was built, clues to the original paint colors are found. A specialist in paint analysis has a microscopic look at the bottom of as many as 15 paint layers to find the colors Wright specified. As the research and investigation process continues, work begins restoring the major structure.